What is this? GoPro? I don't know what Paul was doing, but Paul can't get his shit together. Even when I'm away, I'm still more prepared than him. It looks like he's streaming off a GoPro. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Drone Brews. This is a special edition because behind me sits the Las Vegas Strip, and I don't have any alcohol in my room. My voice is hoarse because I spent the evening drinking, and it was a good time. Today was the floor event at Commercial UAV, and it was pretty cool. A lot of interesting things on the floor, and we're going to discuss them. I'm going to wait for Paul to figure out his shit. He's fired. Can I just, for love of Christ?
Oh, give me a break.
What are you doing? You got your mic fixed out? There you go. There it is.
What?
Your mic sounds better than my mic.
Oh, duh, because you're in a hotel.
Yeah, I'm limited with.
I mean, at least you're not drunk right now, so there's that.
There's that. My voice, I'm losing my voice. So
yelling too much at the party?
Yeah, not really that. It's more like monkey, paint it.
When you're talking, it's so loud in there you have to scream, right?
Yeah, it is pretty loud. It is loud. Vegas is just loud in general.
Lauren, nothing new. I get fired like weekly, but the good thing is when you don't get paid, you can't get fired, right? I mean,
well, it's not about getting paid, Paul. It's about doing your community service and putting in the time and effort.
I enjoy, and I get my time, and I get to spend some time with Dobo, so it's good.
There's nothing in the fridge. I was gonna run downstairs, grab something to drink, but I was like, well, by the time we started the show, there was no time to go downstairs, and it's just such a hassle. So, but yeah, we were gonna have a guest tonight. I don't know if I think they're gonna try next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I never heard back from him.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine because I was thinking about it. It's just a shit show to try to prepare a guest and do all this here. So it just,
yeah, I mean, I did tell him that let me know if he wasn't gonna be able to make it, but I haven't heard from him. So
yeah, no, this works out a litlittle bit better.
Yeah, I mean, we got a lot of things we could talk about tonight since you're over at this Commercial Expo. I mean, I'd love to hear about what you're seeing. I saw your tweet.
To be
the
quite
Skydio
honest,
X2 looks really good. You said
the Skydio X2 looks awesome in person. It is super, super expensive, which is obvious. I learned some interesting things about it today in talking to the team. So that was pretty cool. And actually, they were giving away socks.
Socks.
Yes. Check this out.
Guys,
so
socks.
I was at their booth and they were giving away these. These are Skydio socks.
Oh, my wife would love those.
Yeah, I felt like I should have like loaded up a little bit more on these. I should have just got a shit ton of these.
Those were cool giveaways.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back over there and see if I think the hall is closed now. I think it closed at like 5:30 or something like that. But I'm gonna go back over and see what's.
When are you open? When are you coming back here?
I am leaving tomorrow. I got to go to the airport at 6:30. I board a plane at 7. I'm back in Tampa by 6. So really super long day tomorrow because of the time change. But back tomorrow finally. I'm over Vegas. I think 3 days. This was 4 days. This was 4 days.
I mean, you look like you made out like a bandit each night. I mean, I saw your
tweets.
Yeah,
we did really good every night. We played the tables. I'm not gonna do it tonight because I don't want to risk anything. But walk away while you're up.
Can you believe now? People, you might not believe this, but I just learned this tonight. You have to pay for Wi-Fi in Vegas.
Well, at least at this hotel that I'm at right now, I'm literally paying for Wi-Fi.
That's crazy. He had to pay for Wi-Fi just to do the stream tonight.
Yeah,
it's how much he loves you guys.
I could have streamed off the phone, but I don't think it would have been good enough service. I mean, the coverage is a little. It's okay, but it's pretty spotty. The view is amazing though, so can't really complain.
Looks sweet. I mean, is it not dark out there right now?
No, it's light. Can you see?
Yeah, I see it. What time is it over there?
Yeah, you can probably see it's pretty bright.
Very bright.
Actually, this camera's dynamic range isn't horrendous, so that's pretty cool.
What are you streaming on?
MacBook.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's not doing bad.
It looks pretty good for a MacBook.
It's not terrible. It's reasonable. I can deal with it. But so Skydio X2, I got a chance to go hands-on with that today. I did film a little bit. I started filming and I stopped filming because there just wasn't really anything all that impressive at the event.
There wasn't.
I'm going to make like a highlight reel, but there was nothing new announced. There was Leica has a new drone, which it's really more specific for the commercial industry. That's about it. Like that was really the only new thing. Nobody introduced anything new. There was nothing new introduced. The X2 was on display. I walked over there. I got a chance to go hands-on with that. Understood the flight time and the controller. The controller's pretty nice.
You see what Eddie said?
Yeah, somebody said, "Fuck you, Eddie." I'm not going to set up the whole camera and everything.
I mean, he does look pretty young and cute. It's because he's not wearing a hat. I think it's that hair, man.
Yeah, it's the hair. It's because I had to be professional this week.
Had to be professional this week. Do you have to be professional anymore? Because I mean, you're your own man. You can do whatever you want.
No, I can do whatever I want. I don't have to be professional, but I was trying to be professional over there.
Lauren, that's a very good question, but unfortunately, it's not. It's a commercial event.
Yeah,
commercial. I asked the same question earlier today. I was like, "Hey, you hear about that V-Copter? That's me exciting." He's like, "They're not."
It was a relatively small hall too. It was the conference center, and it was small. There wasn't like when I first saw them setting it up, I was like, "Oh, this is going to be big. This is going to be huge." But in the center of the hall, there's this huge gap where the vendors are set up. Not a lot. There's just not a lot there. And there's a lot of repetition and redundancy as far as like who is there. You have people that offer 3D mapping, people that have LiDAR, laser. I mean, that's literally everything.
Did you get to see the 3D mapping Sky? What was it again? We did
Yeah, Bobby. Yes. I saw Bobby last night. He was there. He's doing a demo tonight. I think his demo's going on at 6:30. So here in a little bit, I'm going to head back over there because he's going up against Pix 4D tonight. So
wow.
I think that'll be pretty cool to see that.
So did he say anything about his setup, his audio setup now? As a gangster?
He's got it. It's also he's all good to go. So Bobby's got his stuff ready to go. Saw Greg from Pilot Institute, which was cool. Got a chance to hang out.
You saw Vic, right?
I saw Vic today.
Yep.
I did lunch with Vic. and his partner, I believe it's Scott from DSPA. I can't remember. I'm really bad with names. But we did lunch today, and that was cool. So I must have dropped my business debit card somewhere because I got a charge. Like my bank called me like earlier today, and they're like, I don't know. They called my wife or something. Something happened, but I must have lost my card somewhere at lunch. I think somebody tried using it, and luckily they flagged it immediately. So I was like, all right, cool. So stupid, but that sucked.
Well, at least they flagged it immediately.
Yeah, they did flag it immediately, which a lot of times I'm always like, that's pretty annoying. But in this instance, I was like, holy shit, that was fast. Thank God. So, which sort of sucks. Somebody would try to like do that, like turn it in or something. But I guess it's Vegas, so it's to be expected. So, but yeah, all otherwise, pretty good though. Low key, really low key event. What else was there? There was something else that I saw today. Saw the X2. Oh, the X2, the controller that the X2 is using.
Yep.
It's got a cell phone built into it. It's got a Galaxy Note built into the controller.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah, I thought that was weird. I'm sitting there looking at it, and it's got a camera, and I'm like, what the hell? Why is there a camera on the screen? And the guy's like, oh yeah, that's a Galaxy Note. It's built into the smart controller for the Skydio, which I thought was really weird. But
interesting.
Yeah, pretty cool drone. Super expensive, $22,000.
$22,000. So is it? I mean, it's obviously way better than the X2. I mean, the
S2.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. Range is better. Camera system placement is just better. I mean, it's just not a. It's definitely not anything that a consumer would ever use. It's not meant for that, like at all. No consumer would ever buy that. Like, it's just not. Like, you have to have a very distinct purpose for that, like mapping or inspections, power line inspections, somewhere wherever you're going requires something that can guide itself visually and not based upon GPS. It's just a really interesting unit though.
So nothing else that exciting. I saw like a robot, like a dog robot. You said it was pretty cool.
So that was Boston Dynamics. I'm trying to find it here. So Boston Dynamics had these little things. I don't know if you can see that. So these are the spots. So these were all over the event. There was like 5 of these things walking around the floor. And they had a white one. They had the yellow ones. I thought they were pretty cool.
What's the point of those things?
So this one actually was carrying a laser on top. So my thought is, like, you can 3D map, like, let's say you're building a hotel, right? You can basically map out an entire like hallway or something with the technology that they have. Like, it can take photos, it can do photogrammetry, mapping. It's pretty expensive. So just for those spots, they're $75,000. But then you can add on the cameras and you can add on the lasers, and you're like almost $200,000 by the time it's done. So
wow,
but
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool though.
Have you get to fly any FPV while you're in Vegas?
Dude, it's so hot. Earlier today, it was let's see. Let me see what the temp is now. We were just outside. It was pretty bad. Oh, I'm sorry. It's 106 right now. It was 109. So we dropped 3 degrees. So it's getting cooler.
That's hot.
Dude, it's too hot. It's just too hot.
It's hotter than Florida.
You know what? And it's different than Florida. It's not even dry. It rained a couple of days ago, and it just made everything even worse because it's so humid. It's so hot. There's no clouds. Like, there's no clouds in the sky whatsoever. So
that's crazy.
So you just want to sit inside and you don't want to go out. You just go to the event and you go back to your room. That's literally all I did. All I've done this entire event. Just go to the event, go back to the room. Go to the event, go back to the room. So,
well, if you guys have any questions about the event, feel free to hit us up in the chat. Maybe Dobo can answer some of your questions. Overall, you said this is a product. Like, not would you go to this event again? I mean,
I go to it because you go to meet the people that are in the industry. Like, this is very much like more business connections, because It has nothing to do with hobbyists at all. Like, not at all. These are like solutions to make your job easier as a contractor, as a pilot. And every single drone is very, very specific for a certain piece of the industry. So it's not like anything you or I would ever buy. X2 low light performance, it's a small sensor. It's got thermal imaging. It's not something that's going to perform in low light. That's not what they've intended that purpose for. They've intended it for mapping out construction. They've intended it for government use case. So definitely different. Like, that's basically what he said. He's like, government's buying the shit out of these. They'll probably never sell to the public, I don't think.
Was Alltel there? I mean,
yeah, Alltel was there. I got a chance to meet John McBride finally. Super nice guy. Really, really nice guy. We did dinner with the team last night. Will it fly at night? Yeah, it has GPS. It can fly at night. No problem. It flies like a normal drone at night. But when it deems that it cannot, let's put it this way. If GPS signal is completely hosed, it will switch over to using its vision sensors, but it won't do that at night. So it won't do that at night. So it's sort of interesting.
Did you see, I mean, maybe you probably did, the Dope Squad video from Maddie? I thought it was interesting. I wanted to talk to you about that because maybe, I don't know if you've ever experienced with it. It's a little bit off topic.
Haven't watched any of the shit at all. So fill me in.
So in the middle of the video, Maddie's a big DJI FPV flyer.
Okay.
And they're on this, boat in the middle of wherever they were. And he was flying over like a cottage, and all of a sudden he lost signal, or he had signal, but he couldn't go anywhere but up and down. He couldn't go forward, left, and right. He could only go up and down with the FPV drone. And he mentioned in the video that it's happened to him like 3 or 4 times.
I've never
ever heard about that? Man, that's crazy.
I was thinking back. The only time I've ever had it where it wouldn't go forwards or backwards is when I had a negative camera tilt. So I'm accidentally scrolling the wheel downward and I'm losing tilt. That will cause the drone to just basically stop. And yeah, all you can do is go up and down at that point. But I didn't watch it. Like, I've not really watched any YouTube, like, at all. Like, no.
Chad, the same exact thing, like literally the same video that was in Peter McKinnon's video was in Matty Hapoya's video.
Jason
as well,
Novak asked, was there a DJI booth there? There was. They weren't on the main floor. I don't know if it was actually DJI, but they did have a booth. It wasn't a big booth. None of the booths were very big, but there was something there, but it just wasn't. It was just M300s and their commercial products, but nothing really amazing. Yeah, nothing really amazing there. So we'll have to see what comes out next. I saw that, like, I did see, like, I opened YouTube earlier today and I saw there was like a flood of Osmo 5 videos, and I'm just like,
yeah, that's all it was. Yeah, we kind of knew that.
Yeah, we knew that. I mean, but it's funny, isn't it funny how DJI always times Osmo videos right around the time the new iPhone's getting released? Isn't that convenient?
We should have known that. That was the first. That should have been the first dead giveaway right there.
That's, if there's a new iPhone, there's going to be a new Osmo. I mean, it's just too convenient that they timed the release.
And I mean, there wasn't really anything much different about it other than it had a little selfie stick extender on it, and that's, I mean, maybe a little bit better active track, but that's pretty much about it. Yeah,
there was really nothing. There was really nothing to really talk about with it, to be honest. I mean, it's just a fucking phone gimbal. I mean, like, I'm over phone gimbals. Like, that's technology I can do without. Like, I can do without.
The phone is so stable anyway, it doesn't matter.
Hey, $20 super chat from Metro Drones. Thank you so much, sir.
Oh,
yeah, I was on it. I was on top of it. What did Lon say? Lon said, yep, I was going to say that. The other thing is, I've seen right after you hit the brake button, you have a release the sticks for a second before it'll respond. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with the gimbal. Oh,
he's talking about the DJI FPV.
Okay, I'm seeing it delayed. Yes. Yeah, it's weird, but I don't know if they're flying. They had to be flying in manual, obviously, but I don't know how it responds up there. I've never had that problem. Like I said, the only time I've ever had problems with the FPV drone is I'm accidentally changing the gimbal pitch, and that's the only time I've ever had that problem. So otherwise, everything else been fine. So we should be back to a normal schedule next week with streams. Like everything should be back to normal, I would say, for the most part. We'll get back to having guests on the stream next week. And then we'll also, well, I should be streaming the week after. We'll stream the week after. I fly to New York the week after, but got to go to a wedding. Nothing fun.
Wedding?
Yeah, but I am going to try to link up with Eddie, though.
Oh, Eddie. Maybe he could be your special guest.
I'm gonna be in Long Island. So what I want to do is I want to try to fly some spots in Long Island while I'm there. So we'll see.
Who better to know where to fly than Eddie?
Exactly. He should know all the spots. So we'll see how that goes. Dang it, I really need to learn there's anything else coming up. There's no other releases really to speak of. Alltel's got their new V2 chips inbound, so that's going to be something that's going to be slowly but surely migrating. They had the Dragonfish. Oh, that's right. I did on Friday. Our Dragonfish is being delivered. Ooh. So that is going to be cool as shit to actually be able to start flying that. They want us to go to Utah to train how to use it because it's very different than a drone, like a normal drone. It also has its own smart controller, which is a little different than the smart controller we're using on the Evos. But I'm excited to fly this thing. This thing's going to be amazing. So
that'll be a cool video.
It's going to be pretty damn amazing. So, and the flight time is insane on it, and the range is amazing with the ground station. The range
it has to. That thing looks like a freaking fighter jet.
17 miles range. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I mean, what is that thing going to be used for?
So you use that for inspections. You use that for mapping, like large canvases of land. That's what you use that for. But we're going to use it for power line inspections. That's our MO for that, because you can send that down a rung of poles, and it has a zoom lens, and you can just sit there and scan each line.
So tell us about your when you went to do the hurricane.
Oh, Louisiana?
Yeah, Louisiana. I'd love to hear about that.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that last week. That sucked. That really did. That was terrible. And not to be a bitch about it, but we got there, and there's nowhere anywhere had power for starters. And we got there, and the company that we were working for put us up into a hotel, right? So we get to the hotel, and they're on emergency generators. Well, the generators only had enough power to basically lift the elevators up and down the floors. I'm on the 24th. We're on the 24th floor of the Sheraton, and it's completely pitch black. The rooms were pitch black. Everywhere was pitch black except for the elevators in the main lobby. No AC, and the humidity was so bad. It actually, I would trade the heat 109 degrees here for what I went through in Louisiana. It was so hot, so humid. And we were in the shittiest areas of the city. Like, we were in the shittiest areas of the city working and flying. And like some of the places we were, I was like, oh shit, dude, you want to talk about gators, dude? Holy crap. Lots of them. So, but it was tough because you wake up at 7 a.m. You go and report to the people that you're working with. You go there, they give you your assignments. They give you a list of KML files that you're going to be working, and that's basically the poles that they need inspected. So you go out and run those, and literally you work from sun up to sundown every day, and that's how it was. So, but it was hot. It was miserable sleeping.
I would not be able to sleep, and it has to be really cold for me to sleep well. So I wouldn't.
See, Max Palmer's in here. So this was funny. This was probably one of, like, it's funny. Like, I'm easy to please with things, but I was walking around the floor, and I was like, these booths were there were small booths, but I walked past this booth probably like 3 or 4 times, and it's like says Max Amps, and I didn't catch it the first time, but the second time I'm walking around, I see these LiPo batteries, and I'm like, Okay, what are these batteries? Are they for the, for like, heavy lift drones, or could they also be FPV batteries? Dude, it turns out they do the batteries I need, lipos, they do graphene batteries, and I need specific batteries for the Cinelifters. So I'm going to just order a shit ton from them for the Cinelifter because they have them available, which that's for one. The weight is only, I think it's like maybe 30 grams more than what I was already considering. And the C rating is insane. So I'm going with that. Paul, did you freeze?
Yeah, seems like it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you did. Let me just go back to that screen because you would look absolutely ridiculous. Oh my God, look at this face. How did you freeze like that? That is,
I don't know. That's impressive.
This-
I'm gonna
you- that
remove
is
myself and
disgusting,
pull back
Paul.
in.
what a freeze. But anyways, so it was cool to see those guys. I'm excited to order batteries from them. They also do custom casing. So if you want something like your logo or something on the outside of the batteries, they do that as well. So I'm going to put a link for that because I know a lot of FPV guys would probably be down for that. Like I know people love having their logos on things, and batteries are like, some reason you can't buy batteries from places lately. Like you just can't find them. So I would highly recommend, if you haven't already, check these guys out. I'll go ahead and link this down below here. So like I said, you can get your logo on your battery. How fucking cool is that? So check it out. If you got time, if you're flying FPV, check it out. I think that's a worthwhile thing to do. I see Paul's back. He figured out his camera situation.
I don't know what the heck happened there. That was weird. So what I did is I soloed you, and like right when I soloed you, because
that was weird. It froze
I
that.
froze. It was weird.
That was
I don't know.
weird.
I've never seen StreamYard do that before.
Yeah, that was definitely weird. This is the first event back since COVID. So this is a weird one though. This is a weird event because like NAB and CES, they're making you have to have your vaccination. You have to have your vaccination card. But this one, they didn't make you do any of that. You just have to wear a mask. That's it, which isn't terrible, but you're walking around the show floor, and because you have a mask on, and I guess too, I didn't have my hat on, like people don't recognize you. So you have like a little bit of a anonymous, you're sort of anonymous, in a sense, because nobody really knows who, like they're just, so it's cool because like you just walk up to people, like people that you didn't like or something, and you talk to them, they don't know who you are. Like I was at the Drone U booth. So Drone U had a booth right before you entered the hall. On the right, the men's bathroom. You turn right, you go into the men's bathroom, and it was the 14th urinal on the left was Drone U's podcast booth. So that was cool to see Paul there. They had a little booster chair so he could actually reach it. Yeah, fuck him. I digress. But no, there's a lot of, there's really nobody else there though. There's really nobody else there. I mean, just like
doesn't sound exciting.
It's not. It's like this event is like the golf. It's like golf for drones. This is like golf for drones. That's what I compare it to, anyways. So, we'll see how it goes. But I'm glad to not be back in. I'm glad not to be in New Orleans though. That was I'm New Orleans, man. That city. Nothing against anybody from New Orleans, but. It's a party city. I got so wrecked the one night. Tuesday night, I was in New Orleans. I was wasted out of my mind. Or was it Wednesday night? No, it was Wednesday night when you had the stream.
It was Wednesday night, and you called me.
Oh,
did you ever play that stream back?
I played it back, and I'm just like, I was ashamed of myself. I
mean, Kyle and I were just like, okay,
yeah. I listened to it back, and I said to myself, well, I gotta just like hide my phone. I basically just have to hide my phone if I'm going to be that drunk. So there was a lot of things that led up to it. There was two things prior that happened before, but we went out to dinner. We had to go to Baton Rouge to go to eat. So we go to Baton Rouge, we go to this place, and they're like, oh, they make these margaritas, but then they top it off with grain alcohol. You know what grain alcohol is, Paul?
No.
It's the devil's juice.
Sounds like it.
And oh yeah, okay, there it is. There, that's what happened. Yep. B-Man, thank you for reminding me. He said I referenced gummies that night. That's his That is what happened. So that was there. And I swear to Christ, Paul, we were driving down the road and I was having an outer body experience, right? And I was just like, this guy is next to me talking to me, and I'm just like, and it sounded like wah 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 wah, and I'm like, I don't even know, I don't know what the fuck's happening. So, and like we're on this bridge, right? So like this lake connects everything from Baton Rouge back to New Orleans. So you had to cross that bridge, and I'm like, you guys need to pull over right now. I have to piss. And they're like, we're not pulling over on the bridge. I'm like, please pull over. I can't hold it. You got to pull over. So I'm arguing with the driver, and he's like, we're not pulling over on the bridge. So I'm like, he's like, if you're gonna piss, you're gonna have to piss in that Yeti. So I'm like crawling in the back of this Ford Expedition, and I'm like, I'm gonna piss in this guy's Yeti. So I start opening it, and I'm like, and there's headlights in the back, and I'm like, I can't piss in this Yeti. I can't do it. There's an audience. I can't perform. So I sit back in my seat, and he's like, I can't believe you're gonna piss in my Yeti. I'm like, well, you gave me that option. If you give me the option, I'm going to piss in your Yeti. It's a mess. It was just that whole night. I remember walking back to the bedroom, and the room was spinning. The room was spinning. I haven't been to the point where the room is spinning. It was spinning so bad I slept with the light on, and I had to keep my foot on the floor just so the room would stop spinning.
And how many of those margaritas did you have?
I had 3 that night. I had
just
3.
3?
Dude, they were
the room was spinning.
They were this big. These were Louisiana NOLA.
Okay.
Fuck, man, these were strong, Paul. They had grain alcohol. Louisiana doesn't mess around with their daiquiris. They don't mess around with those. They're strong. Fuck you, Paul. They'll mess you up. They'll mess you up, dude.
I'll take your word for it, I guess.
I'm telling you, dude, they will mess you up, dude. So I'm not going to
drink the alcohol.
Yeah.
Beamhan said.
So last night, I decided I wasn't going to get to that point.
Oh,
but I got
to that point.
I got to that point.
Are you feeling all right now?
Yeah, I'm just, dude, my voice is so hoarse. You know what it was? We're in this bar. It's the center bar. And the Aloft, you know who Aloft is? They used to be Kitty Hawk. The CEO is there. And we're just like yelling back and forth at each other. I don't even know why we were yelling. I don't even remember why we were yelling at each other. But it was a good time. It was a good time. So I'm probably going to quit drinking after today. How about you froze again? Did you freeze, Paul? Oh, you're not for that.
Did you hear about the story about the jetpack guy? Like that?
Yeah, I heard
popping up.
Yeah. So and somebody has video. There's video of it. It's legitimately a jetpack guy. I don't.
Right, and I guess like the government really wants to know where this guy is because they want his technology. Essentially, like they're like, why?
No, they don't want his technology, dude. They want to slap his ass with a fine, dude.
Well, they do too, but they also, let's be honest, they want a piece of that technology. They're like, what? How is this possible? You're flying super like 30,000 feet in the air with
no. He's at 5,000 feet. He's 30,000 feet. He's not pressurized for that unless he's got a suit that's capable of, insulating him. You get to 30,000 feet, it gets to like negative, 40 degrees. There's no way.
That's true.
But he was at 5,000 feet, which is still incredibly high. That's over a mile high, and he is popping up near LAX quite often. So I don't know. It's weird, man. It's definitely.
We'll see if they ever catch the guy.
How do you not?
Like no.
How do you not catch him? Shouldn't that show up on radar? Shouldn't something like that? I mean, it's large enough. It should show up on radar. I mean, how do they not catch him? How do you not? How does nobody see? How does nobody see a fucking guy in a jetpack flying and landing?
It's like Iron Man flying around.
Right, it is. Yeah, it sort of reminds me of that. But I've seen it now. I've saw the footage twice, and yeah, he's gonna get slapped with a fine, dude, for sure. At least I don't think he'll get arrested, but I think he'll get fined.
I mean, like, hand over your technology, or we're gonna throw you in jail, bro.
Yeah, maybe. But definitely weird. Definitely weird. Falcon V-Copter 00 V-Copter goes on sale on Thursday. Tomorrow. You can actually purchase it. I'm half tempted to buy one just to see it, try it. I probably won't.
Just to make fun of it, let's be real.
Yeah, that too. I mean, we're talking about a drone now that was launched 2 years ago, now just making its way to market. You know, but to be fair, here's something I'll give them credit for. They're launching their product before X Dynamics. X Dynamics still hasn't launched their drone, and yet they still post videos and are still marketing this drone. Like, what the fuck?
There gets us to a certain point where you can't just blame COVID, right? I mean,
no. Let me put it this way: X Dynamics is past the point of blaming COVID. That's long gone. They have other internal issues happening with their company that they're not being transparent about, and that's a problem. They're not being transparent about those issues that are occurring. That's pretty shitty. And they're leading people on. They're posting videos. So it'll be interesting to see if they show up to CES with the same drone that they were at CES 2 years ago. Because by the time CES rolls around, that'll be 2 full years since they announced the Evolve 2.
You going to CES?
I'm planning to go to CES
if they do it right.
Well, so they're going to do it. They're going to do it. So there's this thing called, you can download this app, and where the hell is it? It's called, what is it called? It's called Clear. So you download this app, what is it? Clear, and you upload your vaccination card or whatever it is. And like I have mine set for NAB. And then that's how they're going right off of it. I don't know.
When is NAB?
NAB is in October.
It's coming up close.
It's coming up close. I'm contemplating going, but I'm sort of like, I don't want to come back out here. I don't want to come back out to Vegas until CES. Like, this is stressful. To me, it's stressful. So I'd rather not. It's just super expensive for all the wrong reasons. So I am.
So when you get back, now that you're your own man, what are you working on? What do you think you're working
houses,
on?
Man, just honestly working houses and doing inspections. So that's what I've been doing. So we got an M300 now, so we're putting that to use. Just working with companies that are contracting us. So trying to just stay busy. Do videos, do YouTube. You know, that seems to be working out okay. Sort of. I mean, it's not everything, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely something. So it'll work. But I am gonna go ahead and I think we'll call the stream at 6:37, or it's 9:37 now. I know it's a little shorter stream, but I am gonna head back over to the event to watch these demonstrations. They're calling them CSI demonstrations, so I want to check it out, see it,
nice.
Try to capture a little bit more footage, because I lost. Monday was a complete loss. Monday and Tuesday were a complete loss. I should have flew in on Tuesday and stayed till Thursday and left Friday, because they didn't even have the convention hall set up on Tuesday.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Monday was a holiday, and everybody here in Vegas, they work in a union, so they set the events up. You don't set the event up; they set it up. So that sort of sucked. Just sort of how it worked. But all right, we'll go ahead. We'll call it.
Great to see you.
Good to see you again, my friend. I'll talk to you later. Stay original, everybody.
Peace.
I want you, I need you. You got me right where you want me, baby. Ooh, yeah. And who knew what you do could stop me cold in my tracks, yeah. Why don't you get up off of these high hypotheses? I'm not Socrates, I'm not trying to be cool. Yeah.
Fucking Paul. You dickhead. No doubt.
I want you.